for one of my papers at uni, and it was on the political opportunity structure of the University of Auckland. So political opportunity structure refers to the idea that the agency and activity of activists is constrained or fostered by the environment within which they're operating. So I took this framework and applied it to the University of Auckland. It had 4 features, but I'll just mainly speak to a couple of them and some other stuff I did. So one of those features is formal structural openness. This essentially refers to the level at which students can have democratic participation within the university or within the institution, and also the extent to which they engage in suppressing dissent. What I found was the university is, the highest body in the university is called the University Council. We stormed their meeting. What I found was that there are actually more spaces for democratic participation in the University Council than I thought. The students get 2, staff get 4 representations, and graduates get 3. But even still, these are vastly outnumbered by the amount of appointed positions. So Stuart McCutcheon is on there, and he also gets to appoint a lackey. The Ministry of Education gets to appoint some people, and then some other people are taken in different ways. So what I sort of found was that while there were limited opportunities for democratic participation within the university on behalf of staff and students, this was vastly outweighed by the amount of appointed positions. And so that was sort of one facet that I found interesting, that while there are organisations like WAVE that purport to try and further student participation in the university, they don't seem to be working. Students don't really get to have a say at the highest levels of governance. And then also, and more perhaps scarily, is the university's response to dissent. As we were sort of talking about before, whenever we have a rally, they lock all the doors to several buildings out of fear of occupation. In the TU debate, does anyone know what happened to that guy Vernon Tava? He was a student graduating with a Master of Law, and he attempted to wear a rosette on his what do you call it, graduation gown thing when he walked across the stage. He was threatened with disciplinary action. He got it taken off him. He, being a sneaky man, I imagine, had one hidden somewhere, so he took that out and then stuck it to the inside of his cap, and he was walking across the stage. He held it to the crowd, and then after that he was threatened with disciplinary action, despite the fact that none of the security staff could name any sort of university regulation that he'd broken. So there are quite a few other examples of this sort of stuff, of the suppression of dissent. What I was just talking about at Wellington, at Victoria University before, students being threatened with disciplinary action.
So if people aren't aware of what happened there, they occupied, there's an overbridge that runs across a part of the university.